Oh, I have to get my wedding ring.
All right. Hello, guys. I am so pumped. I cannot believe we're almost in December. I hope you guys had the most amazing Thanksgiving. I am so stuffed. Like, I'm still stuffed. I have a delay here. Okay. Anyways, it is November 28th, and it is the fourth Monday of the month, right? Is it the fourth Monday of the month? That's typically what happens when it's the last Monday. I don't know why it's necessary, as if I need to know. It is the fourth Monday. I got it right. And the fourth Monday of every single month, we have a top coach lead our call. And I'm so honored to introduce to you our top coach this month. Her name is Buzzell. And guys, if you don't live under a rock, then you realize that we had this big retreat last month called Mermaid Camp at the beginning of November. And it was an incredible weekend in Safety Harbor, Florida. We had, I don't know, maybe 50-ish, 30-ish people come from Dynasty United. Well, Buzzell is a part of that amazing Mermaid Camp crew, and she was chosen, handpicked, voted upon to be the CEO recipient of everybody there, of everyone in Dynasty United. She won a CEO award because of her consistency, because of her reputation, because of her leadership. She's a Star Diamond coach. She is somebody who consistently hits Success Club 10 and above. She is, because she's an all-star legend, you know what I mean? So she's had 32 months of hitting Success Club 10, which is amazing. She has over 190 Success Club points just in 2016, which means, let me see if I can divide that by 2. That means over 90 people, like 95, 96. I'm going to make the math almost exact, right? Maybe 96 people she has helped so far in 2016. That's amazing. I bet that she will go way beyond even 100 by the end of the year, because it really is these connections that she's making. And so while we were at Mermaid Camp, it was incredible because I got to sit down and say, hey, how do you do this? What's your drill? What's your deal? And we were talking about the CRM that we use, the contact list that we use and how we manage our list. And we're actually very similar in the way that we manage, the way that we build relationships, because we're moms, and so we have foggy brains sometimes, so we work from a list. And I know that Laura's reputation and her success so far is not by accident. It's by being very intentional, by working on purpose, and by setting aside time each day. But I am thrilled and honored to have her on our call tonight. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to learn so much from her. So you guys get out your notebooks, take notes, ask questions in the chat box, and I'll be able to let her know what kind of things are popping in your brain. But let's just sit back, absorb her knowledge, because I know all of us want to be Star Diamonds. All of us want to be Success Club 10 All-Star Legends. All of us want to run an amazing, successful business, and maybe one day winning a CEO award as well. So, Laura, thank you so much. I'm going to pass the reins over to you, and we will get started.
Okay, thank you so much. It's such an honor to be on this call. Moxie crew, you guys have such an awesome leader. I've always looked up to Laura from the very beginning when I first started coaching. So we used to be in this little mastermind group with Brittany during the day. It was 1 p.m. And I just remember just bouncing off ideas back then, and I've always just looked up to her as a leader. So you guys are super, super lucky to be on her team. And so thank you, Laura, for having me tonight. I'm just going to share my slides with you guys. If this isn't working, someone tell me, but I think it will. So everyone is always asking me, how do you get Success Club 10 every single month? You know, how are you getting, where are you finding all these people? Where are you finding your challengers? Where are you finding your coaches? And it's really not as complicated as it seems. It's actually a lot simpler than it really seems. And I love coaching. In April, I'll be a coach for 4 years. And I have had a pretty rocky past. I've had a rough life. And it's not because of things people have done to me necessarily. It mostly is things that I've done myself, mistakes I've made, bad choices that I've made. And I've quit a lot of things, and I've started a lot of things and just gave up when they became hard. And coaching is the one thing that I have stuck with that that I've been able to continue to grow. And I just love coaching because it always causes you to self-reflect, and you're always learning new things. But the one thing I have learned with coaching is, and with life, especially with my past with addiction and just with all the bad choices that I've made, is that there are certain things in life that you can control, and there are certain things in life that you can't control. And I love coaching because there's so many things about coaching that you can control. And I think a lot of times we get stressed out as coaches because we try to worry so much about the things that we can't control in this business rather than the things we can control. So I want to encourage you to try to find security in the things that you can control in your business. And that's what I have done. So I feel like as someone who's got Success Club 10, for 32 months, I think it was 32 months. It's just something that I just do every single month now. It's not something that I really worry about getting anymore because I trust the systems that I've been using. And to me, if you can be consistent in the things you can control in your business, then you won't have to be worrying so much about your Success Club goals or the goals that you have for your business. So, so the bottom line, I'm going to try to keep it simple tonight because it's really not, people try to overcomplicate things, but my secrets to success literally lie within the conversations that I do every single day, the posting that I do every single day, my consistency with those things, and with owning my business and just being proud to be a coach and just being my own CEO and taking responsibility for my own business and not worrying and not depending on other people to do it for me. And the coolest part is that it's really not that hard to be successful. You just have to do the work every single day. And the difference, I love this quote, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. And it's literally, that's the only thing that changes that word is the word extra. And it's really what it's all about. Coaching is about doing that little extra, and those little extra things that we do every single day add up to huge, huge things down the road. So for me, the conversations are something that will not be skipped. This is something that I can control. This is something that I can make sure that I do every single day, and they will not be skipped. And I remember when Brittany challenged us a couple of years ago to try to do our BAT for 4 weeks. And I remember Laura Mendenhall had posted her, she had done 4 weeks in a row, and she posted those BATs, and she's like, I got a clipboard and it worked for me. I got a clipboard that day, and I have been using my clipboard, and I have way too many BATs on here. This is crazy. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I have way too many BATs on this one clipboard. But I have this clipboard next to me every single day when I do my Power Hour because the conversations are something that I can control. And think about it. There are so many people out there that you can talk to, and you shouldn't ever let one day go by where you don't talk to and touch as many lives as you can, because a simple hello, I love this, a simple hello could lead to a million things. You just never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to talk to, or who you're going to build a relationship with, who you're going to become friends with, who's going to become your next challenger, your next coach. But you got to start those conversations, and all you have to do is say hello. It's so, so easy. And the longer you do it, the easier it is going to get for you. I promise you that, but you have to do it. So number one, your business is not going to grow without the private combos. Yeah, there's a lot of coaches out there. A lot of people worry that there's other coaches out there, that there's more and more coaches all the time. But there are so many people out there. There is absolutely no scarcity issue. The scarcity issue lies in the work that we do and the conversations that we do. When people show me their BAT and I see a few ticks for each day of the conversations they've done, well, that there explains maybe why they're not reaching their Success Club goals, because it's all about the lives that you touch and the comments that you give and the likes and the comments on people's pages and the messages just to say hello. So I encourage you, and you've probably heard this before, but be a farmer. Don't be a hunter. So my husband, he hunted today. It was the first day of deer season around here. I mean, even the schools get off the day off school for the first day of deer season around here. It's a big deal. But he went out, and his goal was literally to find the first deer he could find and shoot it. And as soon as he could. And that is kind of like being a hunter with your business. And the way that's going to happen to you, a lot of coaches will wait around all month, just doing a little bit here and there. And then it gets to that last week of the month, or like right now, for example, and you don't have Success Club, and you literally have to go out and find the first person that you can to buy a challenge pack. And it's like you're a hunter, because it's almost like you're desperate for that, to find a person. Be a farmer. I love this, because my goal is always to get Success Club, not by the 15th, as quickly as I possibly can. Within the first couple of days of the month, within the first few days of the month, my goal is to get Success Club 10. And I'm not being a hunter then, though. I'm being a farmer, because if you do those conversations all month, if you spend time talking to people, asking them questions, getting to know them, learning about them, checking up on them, when it's time for your challenge group to start in like 3 or 4 days, which I try to make my challenge group start like the first Monday of every month, usually gives me at least 2 to maybe 4 days to try to recruit all my people, to get Success Club 10 and then to start my challenge group. So you want to, that should be harvest season for you. The first few days of the month should be harvest season for you, because you should have spent the whole month before planting seeds, watering the seeds you planted, weeding your garden, and getting your things ready so that there's going to be fruit for you when your next challenge group starts. So I encourage you to be a farmer. It's so much more fun. It's so much more rewarding. It feels so much better to do it this way. And the second one, if you feel discouraged about something, distract your discouragement with more conversations. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. If you feel discouraged that people keep telling you no, if you feel discouraged that people aren't liking or commenting on your posts, or if somebody says something that makes you feel icky, do some more conversations. Go out and request a bunch of new friends and go say hi to all of them. Stop thinking about it. Don't think anymore. Just get on your computer and do the conversations. If you are going to tread water, if you're going to jump into coaching, if you're going to dive in and you just dive in the water and you start treading the water, and you start treading water and treading water and treading water, waiting for something to happen, what happens when you tread water for too long? You get tired and you sink. But if you just start swimming, you're going to get momentum, you're going to get stronger, and you're going to keep going. So I encourage you, especially if you're a brand new coach, or if you're a coach that's been kind of, waiting, maybe you're waiting for New Year's because you know that that's supposed to be the busy season. Don't tread water now. There's no such thing. If you work your business every single day, yeah, there's a busy season. I'm not going to lie to you. January through March, it's going to be awesome. You guys, it's going to be so awesome. You have to get ready for it. You have to start planting all these seeds right now. But honestly, if you work your business every day, and if you get those conversations out and just really, really send out those messages every day, you're not going to have a busy season. You're not going to have a slow season. You're going to have months that are a little harder, that you're going to have to work a little harder, but you're always going to make your goal. You really will, if you really do the work. Number 3 is, and you guys have heard this before too, pick a time every day to reach out, reconnect, make new friends, and invite. If you are using your power hour to plan your posts for the next day, I really would recommend that the first thing you do and the most important thing you do during your power hour is literally just send messages the entire hour. The posts are going to come to you throughout the day. You can write your notes down. Sometimes posts that are done on the fly are even better. It is way more important to get your combos out and to get your invites out during your power hour. For me, my power hour, my focused work time is the time that I send all of my messages out, and I try to answer as little as possible until I'm done and I'm ready to answer my messages later in the day. So make this time known to your family. Sit down with your family, sit down with your husband, and talk to them about your goals, and explain to them that you sitting down at this computer and reaching out to people and touching lives and talking to people is the biggest important thing in growing your business, and explain that to them. I literally have my business hours written up on the board in our house so that it's just clear. Even if we have visitors over, I still have my business hours. Be persistent and love on people as much as you can. Okay, keep following up to see how they are, even if they say no. If someone tells you no, I'm a perfect example for this because I was a really persistent child. When my parents told me no, if I asked them if I could do something and they told me no, that really never meant no in my mind. It always just meant I just need to convince them more until they say yes. And I would come up with reasons why they should say yes until I would convince them and get to do whatever it was that I want to do. I hate to say that, but I was really good at doing that when I was a kid, probably because my parents were divorced and at a very young age and everything. But, be persistent. You got to just love on people. It's really not about who's going to buy from you, because even if someone never buys from you, that same person is going to tell their sister about you. And their sister's going to message you wanting to ask you about fitness, or maybe they just say really good things about you because you're really nice to them. And all of that goodness is going to come back to you. It really, really does. I made this just to sort of show you what I do, because it's really, really easy. If I make a new friend, and I use a CRM, I know you guys know that Laura uses one-page CRM, and I actually use one-page CRM too. But you could do this on pen and paper. You would just have to keep notes. But whenever I get a new friend, I always greet them within the first day or the second day. A lot of times the first day I will go and I'll like and comment on their page. And then the next day I'll say, and I'm a little bit cut and dry, I know, and I think it's awesome the way some of I've heard other coaches always try to come up with something to connect with them on that first greeting, but I don't do that. I say, hey girl, or I say, hey Laura, thanks for the ad. How's your day going today? I mean, you can't really go wrong there. And if they don't answer that one, in a couple days, I'll send them another greeting. Hey girl, I just wanted to reach out and say hello. Hope you're having a great day. How's your day going, or whatever. And then the third message is, hey, I just noticed that we're Facebook friends. Just wanted to say hi and introduce myself. How are you today? And if they don't say yes to any of those, if they don't answer me back through any of those, I push them out and I don't touch them again for 90 days. And after 90 days, literally, I will start over. And I love this. Laura told me this at Mermaid Camp. She says something like, hey, girl, I noticed that we keep missing each other. Is everything okay? And I love that. So I've honestly adopted that. And I'm using that when I'm trying to start back over with somebody. So once they respond to you, that's when you start forming them. And that is just, you want to start talking with them. That's when, once they respond to me, that's when I look at their page and think of something to ask them, think of something to talk to them about, whether it's their kids are cute, whether it's a funny post that they did, whether it's whatever it is. Even if I have to talk about the weather with them, I think of something to start talking to them about. And that's the first conversation. I don't mention Beachbody. I don't mention anything like that. And then I might jump the gun with inviting, but 1 to 2 combos with someone, if I feel like I've got a connection with them, I'm just going to go ahead and invite them. And I'll invite them. Actually, I wait a little longer. It seems like the stronger of a connection I have with somebody, it's weird. Like the harder it is, like to bring yourself to invite, you want to keep talking with them more. Invite, because think about it like this. When you invite someone, a lot of people think of this invite as this like big looming thing that they have to bring up with someone eventually. You know what I mean? Don't think of it like that. Think of the invite as breaking the ice, okay? Because when you friend requested this stranger or even an acquaintance, and they go look at your page, I hope that you have a timeline cover that shows who you are, shows that you're a coach, and I hope that your last 5 posts are something that's positive, uplifting, valuable, that someone is going to say, wow, sheesh, all my friends are negative. I need someone like this in my life. Okay. So they already know you're a coach. They already know what you're about. They've probably peeped your profile and saw that you run challenge groups. So inviting them is literally just breaking the ice and kind of like just putting it out there. If they say no, that's fine. There's always going to be reasons over here in this pink. Too busy. It's a bad time. They don't have any time for it right now. The funds aren't there. They're in a transition period. They don't like shakes. Maybe they already have a routine. These things are all temporary. These are all things that you can't control. But what you can control is setting this person, if they say no, well, first of all, I'm jumping the gun here. First of all, if they say no, you push them out, and you're going to be able to control the fact that you can follow back up with them in 30 days, even if they said no, right? So once I invite somebody, and I use very similar invites all the time. I love to say, hey girl, I just wanted to or a lot of times the next day after I've had a conversation with them, I'll message them and say, hey girl, I almost forgot to let you know that I'm doing an online fitness support group for December, and I wondered if you might be interested in something like that. Have you ever done a group like that before? I don't ask them if they're interested. I just want to know, have they done a group like that before? Because it's such an easy question to answer. They either tell me, no, I haven't. What's that all about? Or they say, yes, I have. If they say yes, then that gives me the option to ask them, are you working with a coach, or what type of a group did you do? If they say, no, I haven't, then I say, oh, okay, well, do you have any fitness goals you're working toward? I actually have a video that I made that explains the group. If you'd like to see it, I can send you the link. Always tell them you made the video. They don't want to see a corporate video, but if you tell them you made it, they're like, oh, I wonder what this video looks like. So if you don't have a video that explains your challenge groups, you have got to make one. If you're a business builder and you're a busy mom, or you're a busy working woman, or you're just busy in general, which we all are, the video is going to save you so much time. You don't have to explain your challenge group anymore. You don't have to tell people that they have to drink Shakeology. You don't have to tell people that they have to order a challenge pack, because you can put all that information up front very professionally right in your video. And what's cool is you can edit the video. You can take out the times that you say, you can record it like 20 times until you get it perfect if you want to. But once you have it good, it is going to save you so much time. So that's my next step, is that once I send the video, then it gives me something else to follow up with them about. So after they've then sent the video, the next day I message them and ask them what they thought. So that's where this next branch goes. Either they say, yeah, I loved the video. Like, this sounds like something I'd really like to do. So I'll start asking them questions more about their fitness, about what type of meal planning they do, if they have any limitations for their workouts, or maybe do they like something that uses weights, or would they rather have a workout that's more dance oriented? Maybe do they like extreme workouts? You guys know the drill. So you ask them all those questions, determine the challenge pack, offer the coaching discount. Make sure that you always offer that coaching discount. You don't have to talk about business building at that point, but make sure they know that there's a discount that they can get. And then you send them the correct link. Make sure you're sending them direct links. Don't send them the link to your general website. It's just so much better customer service for them to be able to just click that link and go straight to the product. Whenever other companies or other independent business owners send me a link to their website, I never have ever clicked it, because I just don't have time to go browsing around a website. I want them to tell me what's best for me and send me a link, just like we do. I love that. So do that for your customers. And make sure that you ask them about, after you send them the link to the challenge pack, keep talking with them. Say, hey, have you thought about what shake flavor you're going to try? Get them talking about their shake flavor. And then make sure you mention to them that the bag has 30 servings, the packets have 24. And always ask them for referrals and say, hey, is there anybody that you know that would want to do this group with you? Okay, so that's the yes response. So if they say no, I'm never going to just take no for an answer. I used to just say, all right, well, I completely understand, I want you to do it when you're ready, but just let me know. I do groups like this all the time. I do groups like this every month. That's what I used to say. Now I add on something else. I say, can you just explain, or sometimes I say, hey, I'm just curious, what in particular is holding you back from starting? I always ask them why. If they say no, I always find out why. Okay. And once they say why, I don't just take that why, I try to convince them or give them other information to educate them more, because maybe their answer why, like for example, too busy. I mean, you guys know that our program's perfect for busy people. You can do it at home. You can do it on your own time. You don't have to go to the gym. Your kids can run around you while you work out, and it works most of the time. And there's so many people that say no, and if you don't find out why, it could be a no that's actually a yes, and they just don't realize that. So do the same thing you would do with your parents when you were a kid wanting to go to your friend's house. The same thing with your friends and your potential customers. So if they say no and it's a final no, or referral, hey, I know this isn't might not be a good fit for you this month, but do you happen to know any other friend of your friends that might be interested in a group like this? Just ask them. Comfortable for you, just make a goal to maybe ask for 2 to 3 referrals a week. Maybe not everybody, but just make it a goal to try to get maybe 2, 3 times where you ask for referrals. And then if they say no to my challenge group, the next month they are getting an invite to my sneak peek. If they said no to my sneak peek, the next month they're getting an invite to my challenge group. If they said no to or the free group, obviously your free group way to help a no get on your program for free and then fall in love with it. So your clean eating groups have done so much for my business, and that's a way to take the no's and the crickets, honestly, people that never even answer greeting 1, 2, or 3, comment underneath the free clean eating groups. So you got to do those free groups. If you have a scheduler that you're using, it's really not as stressful to lead more than one group at a time. That was long-winded, but that's my system. But for me, another one is posting is something that will not be skipped. And I can seriously tell you that I have never gone a day without posting 3 times a day for almost 4 years. When I first started, Brittany or whoever told me to do that, and I did it. And you've just got to do it. And once you get into the habit with it, I mean, sometimes I have so many posts like flying out of my head that I have to like write them all down. Other days I can't think of a thing. And you're like flowing out with your ideas that you write them down. But share the love. You got to share everything you do with people. They want to see that. So the first tip I have is to help yourself to be consistent with posting by using a pattern. I did this when I first started, and I still do this. So for example, in the morning, I can't ever really, sometimes I just don't want to think in the morning. So a lot of times I will just post a picture quote. I'll just look up an inspiring word or something, an inspiring phrase on Google. And if you put the word quote behind it, all kinds of pictures will come up, and that could be your first post of the day. Your next post of the day could be a workout post or a food accountability post. Random post about your life, and then one call to action. If you're doing the vital behaviors, that's your posting material there. So if you are really stagnant on your posting, I suggest program and do it by the book. Do some personal development. Even 10 minutes a day can spark your mind for those posts. And get into your challenge group and get talking to people, because the more you're talking to people, the more people are going to ask you questions, and there's ideas for posts right there. The more objections you get with your conversations, the more, even someone says something mean, even those things are going to fuel your posting. So the conversations and and just the participating in your team is going to fuel your posting. The second one, utilize live feed and videos. Facebook loves them. I honestly love watching people live, but utilize them. Oh my word, I am doing this group. It's a free group for December. It's Proverbs group. A live video, and I messed up a couple times during it too, but it has like 100 and some comments under it, because Facebook, the algorithm, they just love the live feeds right now. If you guys, I don't know about Laura, but for me and my team, if I have a coach that's nervous about going live, I say, go ahead and just go live in the team page and talk about your personal development, or talk about a video you watched or a tip that you have, and practice. Another thing you can do is there's a way that you can change the privacy on your live video so that only you, so you can actually do it and then watch it back and no one ever sees it at all. So just try it. If you haven't, you have to try it. Number 3, when you see a new program, you've got to do it and you've got to share about it. I know that a lot of times we don't really want to do the program that's coming out, but I say if you are a serious coach, if you are a serious business builder, you have at least got to try it out. When they do the preview video workouts, you got to do those. Share about it and just try the programs. I mean, I think it's so awesome that our job is to like test out these programs and see what they can do. So I encourage you to try every new program that comes out. Another tip, and I kind of touched on this earlier, don't overthink your posts. Sometimes the posts that are just the most random, ridiculously weird posts are the ones that are going to get the most comments. So don't overthink it, but try to share your story. Try to share little tidbits about your life. The more you do it, I promise you, the easier it'll get. Plan ahead. It is so nice if you can go and find like 10 or 20 images that you like that you can use. Or writing down your ideas, or just like planning ahead your week or planning ahead your month even is so important, and it makes posting a lot easier that way. Consistency is so important. Hard work, I love this, hard work plus dedication plus consistency equals success. And it's tough to be consistent. I'm going to be completely honest. It is not something that everyone can do. And so that's why consistency is what makes us attractive as coaches. And if you're not consistent yet, that's okay, because this is a growth journey. And consistency sometimes just takes tiny little tweaks that you didn't do. And then once you do it and once you get yourself organized, it's just so much easier. But even if you do a coaching opportunity webinar every month and no one even shows up, just posting about that webinar and people seeing that you're doing the webinar makes you attractive. Just posting about your challenge group and people seeing that every single month you're doing a challenge group, it makes you attractive. In place to ensure your consistency. If you need to make yourself a daily checklist, which I totally have one, make yourself a daily checklist so that you make sure that you're doing those things every day. In place, like, have a certain time of the day where you sit down and you plan a couple of posts. And also you can schedule posts and you can plan ahead. Like if you know you're going out of town or something, have some posts set up in your phone already ready to go. Is that consistency requires refueling. You're not going to be able to be consistent. You're going to burn out if you're not showing up to team calls and you're not doing your personal development. You can survive for a while, but you're going to end up just feeling this. You're going to feel burnout. You're going to start getting frustrated. So you've got to refuel your mind and replenish your thoughts and just get new ideas all the time. And honestly, it's going to make you grow so much as a person. Beyond growing your business, it's going to grow you as a person, which is like the most valuable thing, in my opinion. My third tip is realize that the key to success in this business is action. To take the actions. If you don't take the actions, there's other coaches out there that day that are taking those actions. Just remember that every day you have the ability to step forward in your business, but standing still, it's going to be uncomfortable and it's just not going to work, and it's eventually you're going to get tired. So remember just to do those daily actions. Love your work and what you do, and it won't seem as much like work. And if you are coaching right now and you're not loving it, that you need to soul search yourself and your business and figure out what it is that's holding you back. And usually it is yourself that's holding you back, or possibly it's the way you're working your schedule. Sometimes you just need to switch things around. I know for me, when I first started, I was having a major, I was almost going to quit coaching. I missed Success Club depressed about it. And it was because I was trying to do like my workout, I was trying to do my inviting, I was trying to do my posting planning all during my kids' nap time. And all it took was for me to switch things around and work out at night instead of during my power hour. And it changed everything for me. And my business just exploded after that. Plus my husband and I started working out together, and that has been so awesome for our marriage and just for our relationship in general. Number 4, as a business builder, how high of a priority is your business? How high of a priority? Like, is your business one of the most important priorities in your life? Because if it's low, if your priority of your business is low, this could be why you're having trouble signing people up, because people want to sign up with someone that holds their business and holds their challengers and their customers and their mission of life in a high regard. You want to always talk good about your business. You always want to be positive. Sort of only doing your business when it's convenient for you. People are going to take that as that you're only going to help them when it's convenient for you. And if this is truly your heart, if this is truly your passion, you know that those people need you. And so you got to put them high up on your priority list. I'm not saying to put your family or anything else on a lower priority, but things your priority, you're going to make time for it. So make time for your business the same way you would make time for your family. My last tip is that you have got to own it. And this goes with my last tip on the last slide too, but you've got to be proud of what you do. And I put my little bee there because we're the Fit Buzz squad, and the bee is kind of our mascot, but be proud of what you do. You are a life changer. You are someone that is influencing other women to feel comfortable in their skin. I mean, there is nothing icky salesperson about what we do at all. We are in the service industry. We are not in the sales industry. I always explain this to people who say, I'm not able to be a good salesperson. I'm like, well, listen, the selling part is really just like when people sign up with you, they're entrusting you to help them after that. You got to be proud of that. It's a noble profession. And as a coach, you can put your mark on the world and you can really change so many lives. You've got to be proud of that. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like what we do is as important as any other business. Oh, I'm going to cry. But really, I mean, if you think about it, Laura was saying earlier, 192 Success Club points. If you break that down, that's almost 100 people that I have been able to help in just 1 year. I mean, and think about how many people, if you stick with coaching for the long haul, how many people you could help. And it's not just them, but it's their families and their generations. You can change people's lives and you can change their entire family's life too, just by helping them with their health and fitness. And that's just so amazing. And another one, let everybody know that you're in this for the long haul. You can say it out loud, you can shout it from the rooftops, but you need to make sure people know that you're not going anywhere. That way they know that even if it takes them a year to sign up, you're still going to be there. Or even if they've been a coach for a year and haven't done anything with it, they still know that you're there for them as their coach. So make sure you let everybody know that, and your family too. This isn't just something you're doing like for fun, like, you know, a little side hobby. No, this is something that you're going to do for the long haul, because that's what this business is all about. It's about sticking with it the longest. It's about working at it the hardest every day. That's how you get to the top. Number 3, run your own show. Run your own show. If you've been in your upline coaches challenge groups, or if you've been jumping into their sneak peek groups or their cleaning groups, that is totally fine. And I encourage new coaches to do that, because right now as a new coach, you should be focusing on the vital behaviors. But once you are in it for a few months, and once your goals are, if you have a dream, you have to run your own show. You got to run your challenge groups. You got to run your cleaning group every month. You got to at least, you know, do your coaching opportunity calls. But I mean, I encourage you to start making videos to create your own sneak peek, because that is how you sign up. That's how you sign up customers and challengers. That's how you're going to build your team, and do it with excellence. Don't just take somebody's template and just use it. I mean, I understand like life gets hectic and sometimes you need to do that, but run your show with excellence. Take pride in what you do. Make sure that things are running smoothly and that things just make sense for your challengers. And if you do that, you are going to grow your business and you're going to be respected as a coach. Number 4, make coaching a solid part of your daily life as a business builder. And I don't have a problem with the fact that Beachbody is of my family's life. And if you're going to be a business builder, if this is going to be something that's going to be bringing major income in for your family or even a little bit of income, it's going to be a part of your life. So make it fun, involve your family, involve your husband in what you do, involve your kids in what you do. And it's a great life. I mean, having health and fitness, your life centered around health and fitness it's good all around for everybody. Number 5, brag on your business like you would your kid. You're going to go out and your kid isn't doing great in school, so you're going to go out and like complain about them and tell people that you wish that they'd do better in their classes and they're just not doing any work. You wouldn't do that, right? So don't do that about your business. You want to brag on it. Even if it did something really, really small that was good, brag. Like a parent would brag on their kid and make that one little thing like so huge and so awesome, because all those little victories, all those little positive things about coaching are honestly really huge. Because honestly, if all those things were taken out of my life right now, I would be so sad. Like I love having coaching as a part of our lives. So, I mean, brag on it. And I love this quote. It's all about, do you want your job? If you do, then you'll get it done. If you take pride in what you do, you'll get it done. It's all about being a pro. You're not going to be a pro from the very beginning, but the way you become a pro is by working your craft every single day. Are you going to work it perfectly every single day? No. And even the pros mess up, but every day. And be confident before you are. I mean, I remember my first coach training group that I led. I was leading it with Brittany Leggett and a bunch of other leaders, but I acted like I was leading that thing on my news feed. Do that. You got to be confident before you are. Nobody knows that you're shaking in your boots unless you tell them. Nobody knows that you really have no idea what you're doing unless you show it. So be confident. And be a leader before you feel like you are. If you have one customer, if you have one challenger, if you have one coach, even if you have a family, you are a leader. So be that leader. Strive to be the leader and start reading books on leadership because you are a leader. And be a top coach. Think like a top coach and be a top coach, even if you're just a coach or you're at Emerald rank. This Bible verse actually is like slapped on here because this was actually a verse that they talked about in church last Sunday, and I thought it was so perfect for this. But it's Zechariah 4:10. Do not despise the small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. And whether you're a Christian or not, this verse means so much to me because rejoice in the small beginnings. You've got to start somewhere. We all started somewhere. When I look on Time Hop, my first year of coaching, my posts got like 8 likes. Like, don't worry about that stuff. Just start where you are and think big, but focus on the small things. We want to dream big. We all have this huge why. We all have this huge goal, but think about the small tasks. Those are the things that are going to lead you to those big things. And the small tasks definitely include the 4 vital behaviors, and the conversations are key in my opinion. Call to action before I hand this back over to Laura is to start swimming. If you are treading water, start swimming. So number 1, I want you guys to post this in your team page. What are the areas of your business that you're treading water too much? Where are you treading water? What areas do you kind of like put off till the last minute? What's that big frog that you need to eat every day that you sort of aren't doing? What area is that? Even if it's your welcome letter that your upline coach sent you that you haven't done yet, that in your team page. And then number 2, make sure you add, what are you going to do this week starting tomorrow to change this? And it's so awesome because I think the easiest answer is to print out a tracker and start using it. I mean, that's my biggest piece of advice there. So I am going to exit.
Holy baloney. Hold on. Am I still echoing? Am I good?
No, you're good.
Okay. Actually, let me switch over to me. Okay, there we are. You guys saw me as the screen of the other Laura. And so it was like triple Laura. It was like quadruple Laura because I'm Laura, you're Laura, and then I was on your live screen. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh,
but girl, I just want to let you know, I took crazy notes and I was like blowing up my team page and I was like, da, 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 you guys hearing this? I mean, talk about so many mic drops. One of my favorites, I didn't even have time with my little fast fingers to write it down, so I typed it out. It says, if you only work your business when it's convenient for you, people are going to think you're only going to help them when it's convenient for them. Golly, aren't you annoyed by somebody who only calls you when they want something? Like, aren't you annoyed by somebody who only gets in touch with you when it's going to be beneficial to them? And to me, that was like, wow, like to care and to love about people, to reach out to them, to have a system like you did. I screenshotted that because I love the flow that you had, the steps and the funnel, you know, of how you connect with them, you find a way that you relate to them, talk about that, funnel it through. So it's like a genuine impression. It's a genuine relationship you're building. And that's how I built my business. And I just feel like this time of year can be so stressful because of the busyness of life, because we're all like running around like crazy, trying to keep up with the kids, the holidays, our own workouts, our own eating habits. But if you trust the system and the fact that you've hit Success Club so consistently, I just think you said you don't stress about Success Club 10 much anymore because you trust your system. And so if everyone had a way where they would show up every single day, take action no matter what, and they would follow through with, you know, their power hours in those conversations, Success Club would happen. Helping more people would happen. And when they plug more people into your challenge groups, what happens? You are able to have a bigger like pipeline for recruitment for your team and coaches and mentoring that way. And then your business can definitely blossom. So another thing I loved was being a farmer, not a hunter, because my business has changed this year. I'm no longer a hunter. I'm farming constantly, and I've noticed that attraction marketing is working in my favor now. I just think every single thing you said, I'm like, that's why Laura is the CEO. Like, that's why you are going to the top. That's why you're so consistent. That's why I just adore you. I love it. It was so powerful and simple and to the point, and I feel like we complicate things way too much. So Laura, thank you so much for giving of your Monday night. I know that I took a lot away from this, and I'm going to post the recording in our team page as well if anybody missed it. Thank you guys so much for joining on. Make sure you take her call to action seriously and talk about it in our team pages so we can all sharpen one another. Sound good? Yeah? Good? Okay. Thank you guys so much. Bye.